Good morning, Facebook and North Cascades Athletic Club's Facebook family. Roxanne here, coming to you with our Thrivin' and Vibin' Thursday morning yoga class. Super stoked to be here and sharing this practice with y'all today. I'm super distracted. I have an audience for the first time while I'm teaching a live class, so I feel like almost like I'm teaching to people, but unfortunately they're doing other things. Anyway, just shuffling up our deck to pick our affirmator card for the day and waiting for a few of y'all to check in. It is Thursday, right? Like, I always worry that I'm going live on the wrong day for classes. Oh, there's somebody. Also, I don't know if anybody has even entered the contest to win a free month gym membership at North Cascades Athletic Club and a 1-hour coaching session with me. So all you have to do is to get one entry is make a comment during the live video and post a picture of yourself in one of your favorite poses, one of your favorite yoga poses. That gets you 2 entries. So I have a feeling if you just do one of those things, you could win a free gym membership for a month. And I mean, who isn't going to want a free gym membership after we get out of quarantine or out of sheltering in place? Because I know things are slowly starting to open up and we'll be able to get back to some small group classes in person in June, and also getting the gym back open as well. So if you know someone who could use a month of gym membership, let them know, make a comment in the live video and to post a picture of themselves in their favorite yoga pose. It could even be somebody else. Just talk them into doing the pose for you and tag North Cascades Athletic Club, and you could be the only entrant, which would mean you're the only one who wins. I mean, why not? And plus, I'd love to see you guys in your favorite yoga pose. So our this card keeps coming up, the forgiveness card. We had this one on Tuesday, but I'm going to shuffle one more time because I feel like we have enough forgiveness. I mean, there's never enough forgiveness, right? But we don't need that today. We need... this one is perfect. Connection. And I need my eyes so I can actually read it to you. So connection, and the picture is a group of penguins. I'm connected to the multitudes, and I can access their support at any time. Even a stranger offers a sense of comfort when they smile at me or make a dumb comment about the weather. Everyone is waiting to connect. All I need to do is open myself up and pay attention. Note to self, work on witty banter about weather-related stuff. So as we're all about to start reconnecting with other humans again, just, knowing that everybody else is in the same boat as we are and looking to build that connection as well. So let's go ahead and come to the top of our mats in our standing mountain pose. Today's practice, our intention is about creating connection. And as it relates to our yoga practice today, let's think of connection as that internal connection, that connection between our perceived ideas of what we should be able to do and what we're actually capable of doing right now in the moment, connecting with the present. So as we're finding that strong standing mountain pose, feet hips distance apart, starting to gently shift our weight front to back. And taking a nice deep breath in, and as we breathe in, let's roll the shoulders up to the ears, roll them back and down, feeling length in the spine. Starting to build that inner core connection. On Tuesday, I talked a lot about like that feeling of zipping up a tight pair of pants and how we pull our core in and up when we're doing that. So if that works for you, we can go back to that connection as we're breathing in, pulling and zipping up those pants. Just building that inner core connection. Starting to take deeper breaths in. With every inhale, we grow long through the spine, lengthening through the crown of the head all the way down to the tailbone. We start to take deeper breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. If you missed it on Tuesday, we talked about the Ujjayi breath, which is a grounding and heat-building breath. And just a quick reminder, it's that Darth Vader breath where we can hear and feel the breath as it comes in and out through the nose. And if we're not sure how to connect with that, we can imagine, so we'll open our mouths, take a big breath in. Imagine we're trying to fog glass in front of us. So we exhale into the glass. And just do that a couple of times. And then, same thing, just close the lips. And then that breath goes through the sinuses, through the nose. And then we'll feel that vibration in the back of the throat. And start to move with the breath. Inhaling, arms sweep out and up, lengthening. Exhale, press the air down beside us. All we're doing, again, building that connection, breath to movement. Three more breaths here, sweeping the arms out and up. Two more. Eyes closed if it's comfortable. Last one. And exhale, arms down by our sides. We're going to do our chair flow. Inhaling, arms reach up overhead, lengthening. Let the fingertips connect overhead. And let's drop the shoulders down and away from the ears. Just really press into the mat as though we're trying to make an impression with our feet. Zip up those pants, pull that inner core in. Exhale, bring the palms together. We're going to sit back into an imaginary chair. Knees track with the toes. Long spine, heart open. Finding that nice strong foundation in our feet. Long spine. Light toes. Shoulders roll back and down. And we're just going to flow here. Press through the heels, sweep arms out and up, reach to the sky. Exhale, sit back to our chair. We're just going to flow here with the breath. Inhale, we sweep out and up, lengthening, extending. Exhale, we sit back to the chair, hands to heart center. Inhaling, sweep, arms out and up. Exhale, maybe we sit a little deeper into our chair. Just flowing here with the breath. Maybe finding our own breath pace here. Not feeling like we have to keep pace with anyone else. Just finding that inner connection to our breath and this flow. Seeing if we can let the breath lead the movement. Let's do 2 more chairs. Last chair. We're just going to inhale, reach the arms up. We're going to step wide on our mat. So stepping to the long edge of our mats, feet wider than hips distance apart. We're going to externally rotate those knees. The feet are going to follow. Pressing strong into the mat, but keeping that micro bend in the knees. Inhale, arms up, 5-pointed star. Exhale, we're going to lower to moonflower. Knees track with the toes. Heart stays lifted, nice long spine. Glutes engaged, elbows pressed to the rib cage. Hold here 3 breaths. Just feeling that strength in the thighs and the glutes and the inner core supporting us here in this position. And we're going to flow with the breath. Inhale, press through the heels, reach, extend, 5-pointed star. Exhale, lower, moonflower. Inhale, reach. Our movements may be smaller in the beginning and then they may get bigger as we flow. Just continue to breathe and move. Again, letting the breath lead the movement. We're just going to do 6 more moonflowers. Finding our own breath pace. Let's do 2 more. And then we're going to transition to our sunflowers. Options. Bigger hinge in the hips. We can bring hands to knees, lower down, keep the head above the heart. Then sweep the arms up. That's option 1. We can stay here if that feels good. Or we can sweep the arms down, scooping up the earth below us and reaching back up to the sky. Exhale, sweeping down, reaching back to the sky. Maybe imagine we're drawing a big circle around the sun, holding all that heat in our bodies. Whew. Connecting to that endless source of energy and power we all have within us. Breathe and flow. We can always go back to whichever version feels right in our bodies. Hands to knees. Maybe a little smaller hinge in the hips. Whew. Let's do 1 more sunflower. And then we're going to alternate moonflower. So back to that moonflower. 5-pointed star. Sunflower. Circle, sweep the arms down. And back up. Moonflower. Pressing up. Sunflower. Woo. Breathe and let go. And moonflower. And sunflower. Last one. Moonflower. And last sunflower. And exhale, arms down by our sides. We can keep the toes slightly pointed out or bring the toes forward. Inhaling, arms 5-pointed star. From here, I'm going to change directions. You guys stay. We're just going to exhale, arms down by our sides. Inhale, left arm reaches up, lengthening, lateral extension. Exhale, arms sweep down. Opposite side, inhale, arms reach up. 1 arm. Exhale, lower. So we're just lengthening the rib cage and the whole side body, building more of that inner core connection as we find the core supporting our lower backs as we flow from one side to the other. Again, connecting the breath with that movement. Micro bend in the knees. Woo. Inhale, both arms reach up. We're going to step back to the top edge of our mat, standing mountain pose. More building heat in the body. Inhale, arms reach up. First forward fold of class. Exhale, swan dive forward. Nice flat spine. As much bend in the knees as we need. Let the head hang. Woo. Hold here. 1 more big breath. Then we're going to inhale, halfway lift, monkey pose. So just flattening the spine, maybe press into the shins, tops of the knees, or fingertips to the toes. Lengthening through the spine. Breathe. Chair pose. Arms can extend overhead or hands can rest at heart center. Inhale, extend, extended mountain. 1 breath, 1 movement. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, monkey. Exhale to chair. Inhale to extend. Exhale, swan dive forward, fold. Inhale to monkey. Exhale to chair. Inhale, extend. We can make bigger movements here. Sweep the arms down as we fold on the exhale. Inhale, monkey pose. We can sweep the arms out and back as we come back to the extended mountain. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, monkey pose. I forgot chair. Inhale, sweep the arms out and reach up to chair. That's what I was going for. Then sweep out and up, reach back to extended mountain. Exhale, fold. We're going to do 3 more. Inhale, monkey. Exhale, chair. Inhale, sweep, extended mountain. Exhale, fold. Inhale, monkey. Exhale, chair. Inhale, extend. Last one. Exhale, fold. Inhale, monkey. Chair. Extend. Standing mountain pose. First round of sun salutations. We'll hold each pose 3 breaths. Inhale, arms reach up, extended mountain. Pressing our feet into the mat. Feeling that inner core pulling in and up. Lengthening through the sides. Exhale at swan dive forward. Micro bend in the knees. Flat spine. Hips go back. Head hangs. Maybe grab the elbows. Maybe we rest the elbows on the knees if we need it for our lower back. Maybe we have super tight hamstrings. Breathe. On our next inhale, we're going to halfway lift, monkey pose. Heart reaches forward, crown of the head lengthens out, shoulders roll back and down. Belly button active. Exhaling, hands all the way to the mat, stepping back into our plank. We have options here. We can stay in full plank, lower one knee or both knees. Exhale, lower all the way through, chaturanga, all the way to the mat. Toes point back. Inhale, lengthen, cobra. Lifting up, using the muscles in the spine. I say lifting, and that's all muscles in the spine. So if we were to take our hands off the mat, we'd still stay lifted. Exhale, toes tuck, press up and back, down dog. Woo. Alternate one heel, then the other presses into the mat. Inhale, right leg presses back. Exhale, step forward, high lunge. Right foot next to the right hand. Pulling that left femur bone into the hip, lengthening out through the spine. Inner core engaged. We can lower that left knee down and come into supported crescent lunge, or keep that back knee lifted as we come up into crescent. Exhale, shifting our weight forward, back foot stepping to the top of our mats as we fold, head hanging. Nice full breath. Chair pose. Woo. Extended mountain, reach to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Soft knees, long spine. Remember the options. We can bring elbows to knees if we need it. Grab the ankles. Inhale, monkey pose. Pressing the hips back, length through the spine. Trying to lift the tailbone up. Exhale, hands come firmly to the mat as we step back to plank. Wrists under shoulders. Engage the core. We're pressing away from the mat. Options, knees to the mat, one knee, or stay in full plank. Lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra. 2 more breaths here. Squeeze those knees together. Squeeze the glutes. Tops of the feet rooted down into the mat. Toes tuck. Press up and back. Downward facing dog. Again, alternate one heel, then the other, pressing into the mat. Opening up the back of the legs. Calves and ankles. Hamstrings. Inhale, left leg extends straight back. Exhale, let's step through high lunge. Left foot to the left hand. Again, we have that option to lower the right knee or keep it lifted, but pull the femur bone into that right hip. Decide. Crescent lunge. Lengthening through the spine. Inner core pulling in tight. Exhale, shifting our weight forward. Back foot stepping to the top of our mats. Forward fold. Chair pose. Arms can extend overhead or rest at heart center. Circle sweep the arms, extended mountain. Standing mountain pose. Warrior flow. So we're going to add on to our sun salutations. Actually, I lied. We're going to do one more round of sun salutations. 1 breath, 1 movement. Inhaling, arms reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, monkey. Exhale, hands to the mat, stepping back to plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg extends. Exhale, step through, high lunge. Crescent lunge on the inhale. Exhale, shifting forward, back foot stepping up, forward fold. Chair pose. Extended mountain. Fold, exhale, fold. Inhale, monkey. Exhaling, hands to mat, stepping back to plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Down dog. Left leg extends on the inhale. Step through, high lunge. Inhale to crescent. Exhale, shift forward, back foot stepping up, forward fold. Chair pose. Extended mountain. Standing mountain. If we just did that 5 rounds every morning, we would be so golden. No coffee needed. Inhale, reach the arms up. Hold here. We're just going to imagine we're untucking our shirt from our pants. So we're rooting the feet down into the mat as though we're making impressions into the earth. And then from the armpit to the hip point, we're just going to untuck that shirt. Lengthen on one side. Lift. This really helps us to build that deep inner core connection. And that's spine center. And then we're going to switch sides. So now we're untucking the shirt on the left side from armpit to hip point. Lift. So notice my left arm isn't moving at all. It's all happening. Woo! From the armpit to the hip. And it's all muscles along the spine, muscles in the inner core, those transverse abdominis, our oblique muscles. One more time, reaching up. Come back to center. Exhale, arms down. Shake the arms. Shake it out. Shake the legs. Woo! Shake the whole body. Shake it out. Back to our standing mountain pose. Now, warrior. So now we're going to hold each pose 3 to 5 breaths. Inhaling, arms reach up, really focusing on the hips and our shoulders. Finding that connection in our shoulders and our hips. We're going to swan dive forward. Nice flat spine. Forward fold. Woo. Hang here 3 breaths or 5. Shifting the weight into our heels, bending the knees as much as we need to. Let the head hang. Inhale, halfway lift, monkey pose. Really feel the hamstrings load. Really press those sit bones back. Shoulders reaching down and away from the ears. Inner core pulling in. Exhaling, hands all the way to the mat, stepping back to plank. We can lower through a chaturanga, or we can go just straight into downward facing dog. Or we can do a quick little flow and then come to our down dog. Right leg presses back, reaching to the sky. Keep the hips square, belly button pulling into the spine. Exhale, stepping that right foot through, high lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. So we can do this whole sequence with the back knee down. I'll show the standing version on this side, and then I'll show the modified version on the other side. Let's lower that left heel down, warrior 1. So this knee is still tracking with the toes. Our shoulders are still square to the front of the mat. Whew. Breathe. Pull that core in if the rib cage is blowing out. Breathe. Warrior 2. Adjusting the feet any way that we need to. Shoulders drop down. Pull the shoulder blades together. Woo. Feel the weight gently pressing straight down into the mat. Equal weight in the front and back foot. Right knee tracking with the toes. And we breathe. Let's go ahead and reach forward and come back to center. Exhale, reach again. Palm lifts to the sky, reaching up. Reverse warrior here. Remember, we can always straighten that front knee if we need to. Then come right back in. Bellies pulling in. Squeeze those glute muscles. Knees tracking with the toes, so this front knee's still bent at 90 degrees. Warrior two. Straighten the front knee. Triangle prep. Big breath in, length through the spine. Exhale, reach. Come back to center. Exhale, reach. Come back to center. So we're feeling the inner thigh release, the hip release here in this position. We're going to exhale, reach, reach, reach. Hold. Shoulders melt down. Hand comes to the knee, so we're just dropping it here. And then stack the shoulders. Triangle pose. Even if we can dip down even further here, let's go ahead and stay here, because then we're lengthening out both sides of the body, creating strength in our torso and our oblique muscles. Inhale, come up. Reverse triangle. Leg is still straight, front leg is still straight. Lifting our hearts up. Right, left shoulder dropping down. Right hand reaching to the sky. We're just going to do a little triangle flow here. So we're going to exhale, triangle pose. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, triangle. Inhale to reverse. Exhale, triangle. Inhale to reverse. Exhale, triangle. Inhale to reverse. Last one, triangle. Last reverse triangle. Exhale to warrior two. So we're going to reach, reach, reach again. Elbow rests lightly on the knee. We're going to stack the shoulders again, almost like we're going into that triangle pose. Really squeeze those glute muscles, reaching the opposite arm to the sky. We can bring the gaze up to the ceiling, straight out to the side. We can look down at the mat. So the shoulder here, we want to make sure we're not just leaning into it. We want to press in away, light resting of the elbow there. Options, we can release the elbow, bicep to cheek. Let's come back to warrior two. And now, warrior one. We're going to lift the back heel, coming back into our crescent lunge. From here, we're going to shift our weight forward, lower that left knee to the mat. Inhale, come up to a supported crescent lunge. Bring hands to heart center. Shoulders roll back and down, lengthening through the spine. We're going to exhale and just twist to the right. Come back to center. Exhale, twist to the right again. We're just twisting to the right. Now, if we want, we can lean a little bit forward, twist to the right, maybe hook the elbow, go into a little supported twist here. Now, if you go here and you hook the elbow on the knee and you twist, you can't get the thumbs to line up with the center of our chest, then let's stick with this option here, or maybe even this option, where we bring the back of the forearm to the outside of the knee, so we're not twisting quite as far. So we could do this with that back knee lifted as well. But it's mostly about the twist, not really about that balance, even though we're getting a little balance here as well. Woo. Inhale, let's come back to center. Arms reach the sky. Exhale, arms down by your sides. We're going to walk the right foot out to the side, or just step it out to the side. Bring both hands to the mat. Knee opening, stacking with the ankle. Foot is firmly planted on the mat. So here we can also use fists. Breathe. So this is all about that right hip. We're getting an external rotation here. So thinking we're trying to flash the inside of our right thigh up. The knee staying stacked. Maybe it's tilting out a little, and if it does, we can go ahead and lift that inner edge of that foot off the mat as long as the knee is protected. And just knowing this is all about that right hip flexor. And let's go ahead. If we opened out to the side, bring the bottom of the foot back to the mat. Take a nice full breath in, and we're just going to squeeze as if there's an orange or something between our knee and our shoulder or arm, wherever the knees are meeting on our bodies. And we're squeezing it, squeezing all the juice out, and then we relax. Then squeeze the knee into the shoulder, into the arm, then relax. And then squeeze again. And relax. And notice as we're squeezing, what's happening in my shoulders. What are our shoulders doing as we squeeze and activate the hips? Relax. Now from here, we're going to go ahead, step that right foot back. You can press back to a child's pose or downward facing dog. Whew. Inhale. We're going to lift the left leg straight to the sky. Hold here. Exhale. We're going to step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Whew. Lower that right knee. Hold here. We're just going to start off by squeezing that left knee into the left shoulder or left arm. And then relax. Squeeze. And relax. Squeeze. And relax. Squeeze. Relax. And again, if we want to, we can get a little bit more rotation in that left hip. Again, just making sure we're protecting the knee. Breathe. Keep that inner core connection. Again, we might notice on this side that it's a little tighter, so the shoulders might start to shrug. See if we can relax them down and away from the ears. Breathe. Again, remember this is all about the left hip now. So on this side, I promised I was going to show the modified versions. So I will call out the pose. Go ahead and go into the pose. If you want to practice the modified versions, then just follow me. And then just find the foot flat on the mat. If we need it, we can bring the left hand to the left knee to give us support to come back up into that supported crescent lunge. Arms extend overhead. Nice full breath in. Hands come to heart center. And we're just going to, again, twist to the left. Exhale, twist. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Woo! Come back to center. One more time. Exhale, twist to the left. If we want to, we can lift the back knee or keep that knee on the mat. And we're just going to shift a little forward and then twist. And if we want to hook on the outside of the knee, we can, and go a little deeper into that twist. Just being kind to the spine. And if we can't continue to breathe, then we are too far. So we don't need to quite maybe hook the elbow to the outside. Maybe it's here. And I'm telling you also that by hooking the elbow, if we're here and my heart is still facing this way, I'm not really getting much deeper in my twist. However, if I hook the elbow and then I can twist and my heart can meet my thumbs, then I'm getting benefits. Otherwise, it's better for us just to work here, building that oblique strength, building the muscles in the spine. Inhale, let's come back to center. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, let's shift our weight forward. Tuck the toe of the back foot, lifting the knee. And from here, If we're doing the regular version, we just go into our crescent lunge. However, if we're doing the modified version, knee stays down. And from here, we're just gonna, the modified version, we're moving into warrior two. Drop that heel, or just kick the right foot towards the left edge of the mat, but keep the shoulders square to the front of the mat. Then from here, we're going to transition into our warrior two. So from warrior two, we're going to open up. So I adjusted my front knee a little bit, keeping that back knee down. And my back foot is just kind of like a kickstand. Now, if this starts to get uncomfortable in the knee, this is where we can always double up the mat or bring in a blanket, because we're going to be on this knee for a while. So our warrior two. Core's engaged, shoulders down. For those of you that are doing the regular version or the standing version, just squeezing those glutes, pulling the hips, pulling the thigh bones, the femur bones into our hips. We're just going to exhale, reach forward. Ooh, inhale, come back to center. Exhale, reach. Inhale, back to center. Last one, reach, palm faces the sky, reverse warrior. So we're lifting up, even in the modified version, with the knee down. We're lifting up through the heart, shoulders down and away from the ears. That right arm is reaching back, grabbing the back of the right thigh or the glute muscle. Make sure it's doing its job and working. Breathe. On our next exhale, back to warrior two. We're going to straighten the front leg. So making sure, if we're doing this modified version, that we keep a micro bend in the knee. This is where the standing version, I believe, is a little bit easier. But we can also just keep that bend here. So both legs are straight in the standing version. And we're just going to reach. Triangle prep. Come back to center. And reach. Come back to center. One more time. Reach, reach, reach. Hold here. Can I breathe? Do I feel supported? If yes, drop the hand. Stack the shoulders. Triangle pose. Yay. Reverse triangle. Reaching up. Exhale. We're going to flow here. Exhale to triangle. Inhale to reverse. Exhale to triangle. Inhale to reverse. Woo! One more time. Exhale to triangle. Actually, I lied. We're going to do three more. 3 more triangles. Reverse triangle. I can't count today. Exhale, triangle. Inhale to reverse. And triangle. And reverse. Last triangle. Whew. And last reverse triangle. Exhale, coming back to warrior two. So adjusting that foot, our legs, anything we need to do to get back to that warrior two. Here we're going to reach. Rest the elbow on the knee, light rest. And then we're going to spiral, stack the shoulders. Arm reaches to the sky. Again, feather light weight in that elbow. Reaching, we have options. We can bring bicep to our cheek. We can also release the elbow from the knee. More support, more length. Inhale, back to warrior two. Whew. Warrior one. Crescent lunge. So tuck that toe. Shifting our weight forward. Back foot stepping to the top of our mats. Forward fold. Inhale, monkey pose. Chair pose. Extended mountain. Standing mountain. And here, just noticing any differences we might have discovered in our bodies from the beginning of our practice until now. Maybe our standing mountain feels more grounded, more stable. We found that inner connection that we were working on at the beginning of class. We're going to start to make our way down to the mat. Inhaling, sweep the arms out and up. Ooh, pressing our feet into the mat. Micro bend in the knees. Feel strong inner core connection. Glutes engaged. Swan dive forward. Press the hips back. Nice flat spine as we come all the way into that forward fold. Ooh, a little balance here. Standing splits. So we're going to find balance in the right foot. Step the left foot back just a little bit. We can have a big bend or a little bend in that right knee. And from here, we can launch into that standing splits. Hips stay square to the mat. Breathe. From here, we can then open, stack the hips if we want it. Half moon. So arms straight up, hips are stacked. Woo. Breathe. Stack the hips again, square the hips again to the mat. Step back to that forward fold. Ooh, any point we can always go into monkey or chair. If having the head below the heart this long isn't comfortable. Remember, we're connecting inward, listening to what our bodies are telling us, and giving our bodies what they need. And from here, we're going to find that balance in the left foot. Step the right foot back, preparing for standing split. And then we're going to go ahead, lift that right leg up. Maybe grab the left ankle. Ooh, inner core pulling in. Letting go. Any emotions that come up, just breathe it out. Let it leave the body. From here, we have the option to go into half moon, stack the hips, find stability, find a focal point as we then expand the arms across, laughing if we fall. Part of the beauty is finding our strength, finding our edge, and being okay with wherever it is in our bodies, knowing that it's a place we can now explore. We've discovered something new. Exhale, come back. Forward fold. Whew. Hands firmly to the mat. Let's step back to plank. Both knees to the mat. Wide knees on the mat. Big toes together. Press back, child's pose, hips to heels. Just move the body however feels good here in this child's pose. Breathe. From here, we're going to come back up to all fours, coming onto our stomachs. Toes point back. Squeeze the knees together. Pressing the pelvic into the mat, so we're really activating those glute muscles, squeezing them, squeeze the thighs. And we're going to, nice shoulder opener. So we're going to plant that shoulder and pec into the mat, and then pull the shoulder into the shoulder blade, the socket, and then we're going to open up. So we can tap the foot back, but be in control of this movement. The palm is facing down on the mat. Nice stretch on the shoulder. Nice release. Ooh, and gently come back to center. Now reach the left arm out. Plant that shoulder down. Pull it in so that it's protected. And then we open. Again, in control. Breathe. Feel the core building its strength and connection. And let's float back to center. Heart back to the mat. Both arms out to the side. Let's see if I can do this. Making tents with our fingers. We're just going to roll the shoulders back and down, gently pressing into the mat. Squeeze the knees, squeeze the glutes. As we're pressing, we're lifting with the muscles along the spine. So if I were to lift my fingers off the mat, it'd stay the same height. So even though I'm pressing gently with the fingers, most of the action is happening in my spine. Shoulders are rolled back and down. The way that it feels a little bit in the body is like we're trying to reach our hearts forward and somebody has a hold of our shoulders, as in pulling them back towards our backside. But we're lifting and lengthening with strength and intention. Let's go ahead and lower back down. Let's let our face rest on the mat. Let everything relax. Breathe. And now we're going to go ahead, come back to active. Hearts facing forward, head slightly lifted. And from here, we're just going to reach the arms back beside us as though we're trying to reach the outer edges of our ankles. Squeeze the knees together. We're just reaching and lifting. Breathe. Woo. Now, if we want, we can lift the feet. Straight knees now. Straight knees as if we're trying to grab the ankles. And then release down. Relax. So you get out. Woo. Child's pose. All fours. Let's bring the legs around front. Coming to a comfortable seat. If we need it, we can grab our blanket or towel to support us under our hips. Coming to that comfortable seat. Butterfly, bottoms of the feet together. Diamond shape with the knees. Even if we have the ability to pull the heels into the groin, let's stay lifted and lengthening. Nice full breath. Again, at the beginning of class, we talked about the connection between shoulders and our hips. As we're sitting here in this pose, this is sometimes a little taxing on the hips, so we might notice tension building in the shoulders. Let's see if we can breathe it down, relax it. With that exhale, letting it go. If we want to, we can take a little forward fold. We can stay here. And then we're just going to relax. Take the knees wide on our mats, our feet wide on our mats. And just bring the hands to the inside edge of the thighs or the knees. Now, some of us will be here. Some of us will be here. So if this is where you're at in your practice, that's totally cool, because the work is going to come by coming straight up, sitting up tall. For those of us that are already tall in our seat, that all that means is we have a little bit more time under our belt with hip mobility, and our hamstrings are not tight. So other options, we can have those knees bent as well. So we're sitting up tall, pressing the pubic bone down towards the mat, pulling that inner core up. Breathe. We're going to do a little twisting. So let's go ahead, inhale, arms reach up. As we exhale, we're going to twist to the right, arms come down, fingertips rest on the mat. If we're slightly leaning back, that's okay. We're still there. We're still lengthening through the spine. Breathe. If we want, we can always bring the left hand to the outside of the right thigh. If you're feeling super bendy, we can also grab the outside edge of the right foot. Keep that left foot rooted down. It's going to want to lift up. Whew. Find calm strength. Release out. Remember, this is an option. It isn't required. So if this is where we are in our practice, this is exactly where we need to be right now. So inhale, come back to center. Untwist. Exhale, let's twist to the other side. Remember, lengthening up, even if we're slightly back, long spine. Shoulders leading this twist. Hips rooting down. Pelvic bone pressing into the mat. Or think about the tailbone trying to reach back to the back side of our mats. Again, we have the option to do a little fold here over that left leg. We can always grab the outside edge, get a little deeper in that twist. Keep that right hip down. It's going to want to lift up. Woo. Check in with the breath. Gently come back up. Untwist. Inhale, arms reach up. Little fold here. If you want it. If we're here, our fold is by sitting up a little taller. If we're already here, our fold is maybe coming a little bit forward. Breathe. Shoulders relax. Let's gently come back up. Bring the knees together. Let's give ourselves a little hug. We all can use some hugs right now. Big squeeze. Feeling the shoulder blades open. Maybe get a little arch in the spine as long as it feels good. And relax. Coming back up. Boat pose. And then we're going to come on to our backs. Sitting up on the sit bones. Now, if we have really painful experiences in this position, we can grab a blanket and add extra padding underneath, or just skip this all together and come onto your back. So if it's comfortable, finding that space between our sit bones, those pointy parts of our hips, and the tailbone. So there's a little platform there, and we're just going to find that, then lengthen out through the spine. And we're just going to lean back. We're not lifting the feet. We're not doing anything fancy. All we're doing is leaning back. I just want us to now really check in with that inner core. How connected am I? How capable am I breathing right now in this position? If you're here and you're like, oh, I can't hardly breathe. If someone were to ask me a question, it'd be really hard to talk. Then we need to come up a little bit to that space where the conversation, the breath flows with ease. A lot of times in our practice, we think, ooh, I need to get into full boat pose. And so we're here and we're struggling. We're building all this tension in our bodies. But in reality, starting here, incremental growth, building a strong foundation is going to get us a lot further than trying to do what we think we're supposed to be doing, as opposed to what our bodies need us to do in this moment. So all we're doing, core connection. Some of us might be hovering a couple inches off of our mats behind us because our cores are very well developed. From here, we're just going to roll all the way down. Woo! Reach the arms up overhead. Lengthen the spine. Maybe interlace the fingers and pressing up. Shoulders can shrug all the way up to the ears if we want. We can lengthen through the legs. Reaching. Oh, yeah. Feels good. Bending our knees. Arms expand out to the side. Shoulders rooting down. We're going to cross the left leg over the right. Flexing that left foot. And we're just going to let the hips fall to the right side. Or the knees, I'm sorry. We can bring the left foot down, landing flat on the mat. Or we can bring the inner edge of the left foot and then take this twist a little deeper. Listening to our bodies again. There's no better, there's no perfect. It's just our journey. Where am I in this pose? Where am I in this twist? In this twist, have my shoulders shrugged up to my ears? If so, how can I find that calm, relaxed state in my shoulders? The mere act of recognizing that tension is a huge step. Most people don't even know that they're carrying tension in their bodies. Let's go ahead and gently untwist. Come back to center. Uncross the legs. Shifting the hips back to neutral. Cross the right leg over the left. Nice big breath. Then let the knees fall to the left side again. That right foot can root down, bottom of the foot there, or we can come to the inner edge of that right foot. Take it a little deeper. Breathe. Ooh, let go. It's beautiful when we can just release things out of our bodies. One of the magical parts of our yoga practice is that identification of areas that we're carrying extra tension. Or maybe we had something happen to us during the week that created a little bit of imbalance. And by keeping up with a regular yoga practice, we can discover those imbalances in our bodies by noticing, hey, last week I could twist so far, and today my twist is a little inhibited. Being okay with it, but just recognizing, hey, maybe something happened and I need to release that out of my body. Let's go ahead and gently bring the knees back to center. Uncross the legs. Shift the hips back into neutral. And just hug the knees into the chest, grabbing from behind the knees, and just rock side to side. We can stay here. I'm going to go to the side. If we want, we can go into happy baby. Tailbone stays rooted down. Grab the outside edges of the feet. Pull the knees down. Shoulders relax down and away. Big smiles. Happy babies. Maybe we rock side to side. Still maintaining that inner core connection. Whew, the breath. And just releasing out whatever we need. And then maybe hug the knees in one more time. You make circles with the knees. Now we prepare for relaxation. So just giving our bodies any movement that we need right now in order to totally relax in our Savasana. Whether it's more happy baby, maybe reclined butterfly. Decompress those hips a little. Maybe we need another downward facing dog or another twist. It's okay. Go ahead. Let's give it to ourselves. And then find our position for relaxation. We can be on our backs, arms open out to the sides, feet extending from the hips or bent at the knees. Whatever position allows us to fully surrender into relaxation, knowing that it's a safe place for us to let go, that we have the support of our mat beneath us. If we do have a blanket, another great option is to take the blanket and just place it over the stomach and the tops of the thighs if your legs are extended. Super grounding feeling. If you've been feeling really like kind of disconnected or floaty or a ditzy even, this is going to help to ground us, kind of locks us down into the earth by placing that blanket over us, or even a weight, a comfortable weight, not like something uncomfortable. And then we're just going to start to take some nice deep breaths here. Just doing a scan of the body, starting from the bottoms of our feet. And just noticing. And then the ankles. And then our calves. Knees. Back down to the shins. And back to the back of the knees. And the thighs, our hamstrings, the back of the thighs, then into the hips, into the pelvic floor, into our sit bones and our tailbone. Take a nice deep breath in, and as we breathe in, imagine that breath traveling up our spine from our tailbone all the way into the head and out through the crown of the head. Then as we exhale, that travels down back into our bodies, traveling down the spine and back into the tailbone. And just imagining that breath for 3 more rounds. And then coming back to that body awareness, bringing awareness into the navel, to the side body, that space just above the hip points, the lower rib cage, all the way back to where the ribs connect to the spine, all the way up the spine where the ribs connect. And then back around to the front where the rib cage joins to protect our heart. And visualize those muscles that live between the rib cage. As we breathe in, those muscles release and expand so we get all the air in that we need. And they're strong and they contract, releasing all the air out. And bring awareness into the shoulders, letting the shoulders relax, the back of the neck, the throat, triceps and biceps, and our elbows, all the way down to our wrists and our thumbs, and each finger all the way to the pinky, the palms of the hands, the backs of our hands, then traveling all the way up the back of the arm into the shoulders and the back of the neck, circling behind our ears and up into the crown of our head, and going down through the brow, over the forehead and eyes, and circling the eyes, then going down the tip of our nose, and then landing back onto our lips and cheeks, circling in our cheeks, and then down to the chin. And as we're breathing, we're just feeling that energy, that breath circulating through all the parts of our bodies. And as it's circulating in our bodies, we're releasing any tension, releasing any gripping feelings, letting go of any emotions that no longer serve us in our lives. Knowing that by letting it go, by letting go of that unnecessary energy, we're making space for what we need to grow in our lives right now. And if we're able, let's go ahead and stay in relaxation for another 5 minutes or so. I'm going to end the video, but I just want everyone to take a little bit more time in relaxation if you can. But I thank you all so much for checking in and joining us for practice today. I hope you all have a magical weekend. And remember, throughout our days, throughout our lives, we're building connections, quality connections. Thank you so much.